we will start with next type of air cooling system, which is called as regenerative air cooling system. In this regenerative air cooling system, if you recall, it is similar to simple air cooling system with evaporator. Okay, so what are the components in that case? Simple air cooling system with evaporator, we had process 1 to 2 was there, ram action, then 2 to 3 isentropic compression, 3 to 4 pressure equal to constant heat rejection, then 4 to 5 it was evaporator. Here what we have? Regenerative heat exchanger. Then 5 to 6 this is isentropic expansion, and then here you can see again mass is being divided. So what happens in this case is, whatever mass which is exiting the cooling turbine, that partial mass cold air, it is sent to regenerative heat exchanger, and the remaining mass of air, it goes to the cabin where it picks up heat from the cabin load and it is exhausted to atmosphere. Now in this case, what is the advantage of taking this air back to the regenerative heat exchanger? So you can observe here on TS diagram, process 1 to 2i, it is isentropic ram process. So here you can see point number 1 pressure, it is ambient pressure. So here we have point number 1 ambient condition. Then if you consider point 2i, that will be ideal ram pressure. Now if eta ram is given, ram efficiency is given, in that case point 2 is shifted towards right of point 2i, meaning there will be irreversibility and S2 is greater than S2i. Now here for this point 2 you can see one more pressure has been shown, which is actual ram pressure. So for this ram process, pressure P2i and P2, they are different, but if you see the temperature T2 and T2i, they are same. Then from point 2, now it depends on given data. Supposing given data eta ram is not given efficiency, then this itself 2i itself will be 0.2, and next process of compression it will start from 2i itself. But here we are considering general diagram. So suppose eta ram is given and we have actual point 0.2. Now 2 to 3 ideally it is isentropic compression. So from here you can see that air is bled and the remaining air, it goes to the combustion chamber, it runs the gas turbine and the aircraft engine will power the jet. Then the bled air, it is taken to the heat exchanger where it is cooled. So 2 to 3 it is vertical and this 3i it is isentropic. Now efficiency of compressor, if it is given, then 2 to 3 will be actual process and S3 is greater than S3i entropy. Why? Because there will be friction in the compressor and friction is cause of irreversibility. So actual temperature you can see T3 it is greater than T3i, but pressure of both the points P3 and P3i, they are same. Now 3 to 4 ideally this process is constant pressure heat rejection by this compressed air at point 3 to the ram air. So here you can see this is constant pressure heat rejection. So here epsilon might be given. Now next part is regenerative heat exchanger. So in regenerative heat exchanger also 4 to 5 this process will be constant pressure heat rejection. But here you have to note that what is the need of this regenerative heat exchanger. So if you expand the air from point 4, what will happen? You can see this 0.6i, it will be at this location. So this temperature is more after expansion if we are keeping same pressure. Okay, so if you want more cooling effect, in that case what is given over here? Regenerative heat exchanger. So further there will be constant pressure cooling in regenerative heat exchanger, we will reach 0.5. So again this 4 to 5, this will be regenerative heat exchanger. Now at 0.5 the air enters cooling turbine and ideally that process 5 to 6 will be isentropic. So there will be pressure drop and temperature drop. You can see this 0.5 temperature is T5 and 0.6 I temperature it is T6I. So there is temperature drop and even pressure drop. This is higher pressure curve and this is low pressure curve. Now this 6 point, it gets divided, mass gets divided, some mass of chilled air it goes to the regenerative heat exchanger and some mass of chilled air it goes to the cabin. Now this, suppose in question efficiency of turbine is given, in that case we have to calculate actual 0.6 temperature which will be greater than T6I. Why is that? Because there will be friction in turbine and that because of friction temperature increases, heat is added in the air. And also you can see on x-axis entropy is there, so S6 is greater than S6I, which shows that there is irreversibility in actual process. Then 6 to 7 is constant pressure heat absorption in cabin. So that is ideally. Okay, it might be having pressure drop as well. It depends on the given data. Now what is the application of regenerative air cooling system? It is used in high speed and long duration flight aircraft. Okay, so we'll solve the next numerical which is related to regenerative air cooling system. So in question it is given a regenerative air cooling system. So as soon as you see this data, draw schematic. So here you can see I have drawn the schematic of regenerative air cooling system where we have, this is engine, then compressor is there, first heat exchanger is there, regenerative heat exchanger is there, cooling turbine is there and cabin is there. So you can understand here 1 to 2 is isentropic ram, 2 to 3 is isentropic compression, 3 to 4 is constant pressure heat rejection in first heat exchanger, then 4 to 5 is pressure equal to constant heat rejection in regenerative heat exchanger. Then this 0.5 air enters the cooling turbine, there will be expansion isentropic. Now it might be dependent, question you have to see the question whether efficiency of ram is given, efficiency of compressor is given, whether effectiveness is given, whether efficiency of turbine is given. So that you have to see in the given data. According to that you have to draw TS diagram. Then if you see 0.6, here mass gets divided. So in this diagram I have shown that mass. Suppose main mass which is coming at this location 0.6, it is m.1. Okay, so this is m.1, m.2 is going to this regenerative heat exchanger. So what will be the outlet of this? It will be m.1 minus m.2 which is equal to m.c. Okay, now based on this diagram we will read the data and at the same time write down the given data. A regenerative air cooling system is used for an airplane to take 20 TR of refrigeration load. So Q dot A is given in the question. So capacity is equal to 20 TR. So from here you can calculate Q dot A, which is 3.5 into 20. Next data, the ambient air pressure is 0.8 bar and 10 degrees Celsius. So what is given? 0.1 is rammed isentropically till pressure rises to 1.2 bar. So isentropic ramming has been shown. So we will write down P1 is equal to 80 kilopascal and T1 is equal to 283 Kelvin. It is rammed isentropically. So pressure has been given P2 which is equal to 120 kilopascal. So 1.2 bar multiplied by 100, 120 kilopascal. The air blade of the main compressor at 4.5 bar is cooled by ram air in heat exchanger whose effectiveness is 60%. So what is the next pressure? P3. So P3 has been given. We'll write down that data. P3 is 450 kilopascal. And effectiveness of heat exchanger 1, it is given as 0.6. The air from the heat exchanger is further cooled to 60 degrees Celsius in regenerative heat exchanger with a portion of blade air after expansion in cooling turbine. So after expansion in cooling turbine, there is diversion, okay, and this air, it enters regenerative heat exchanger. That same thing is given. So what is the temperature given over here? It is further cooled to 60 degrees Celsius. So what is this 60 degrees Celsius? It will be T5 temperature. So T5 is equal to 60 degrees Celsius plus 273, 333 Kelvin. The cabin is to be maintained at a temperature of 25 degrees Celsius and pressure of 1 bar. So cabin means you have to consider last point. So pressure and temperature of last point is given. T7 is equal to 298 Kelvin and P7 100 kilopascal. What is the data given? 1 bar. So we have to convert bar into kilopascal, multiply by 100. Next data. If the isentropic efficiencies of compressor and turbine are 90% and 80%. So for the compressor and turbine, efficiencies are given. So processes will be actual processes. So we'll write down the efficiency value. Efficiency of compressor is 0.9 and efficiency of turbine is equal to 0.8. Now based on this data, I have drawn over here TS diagram, temperature versus entropy. Now here you can see efficiency of RAM is not given. So I have shown process 1 to 2 isentropic RAM process. Then since efficiency of compressor is given, 2 to 3i will be isentropic compression and actual point 3 is towards right. Then 3 to 4 is constant pressure heat rejection in first heat exchanger. Then 4 to 5 pressure is not given anywhere. So it will be constant pressure heat rejection in regenerative heat exchanger. Then from 0.5 to 0.6i, this will be isentropic expansion. Now since efficiency of turbine is given, we have to calculate actual point 6. And then 6 to 7 is constant pressure heat absorption by chilled air in the cabin. So whatever given pressure is there, P1 I have written, then P2 I have marked, P3, and this P4 is equal to P3, P5 is also equal to P3. We have to assume no pressure drop in heat exchanger and regenerative heat exchanger. Then P7 data is given, and since P6 is not given, we are assuming that there is no pressure drop in the cabin, and P6 is also equal to P7. Now what we have to calculate in this question? Mass of air blade from cooling turbine to be used for regenerative cooling. Okay, what is this? If you see this diagram, this is the mass which is taken from this point for regenerative heat exchanger. So we have to calculate this m dot 2. So before calculating this, all these things, we will calculate pressure and temperature for all the points because they are required to calculate remaining part. Okay, so COP we require temperature for the remaining points, and we have to calculate power also. So we'll calculate pressure and temperature for all the points. Calculation of pressure and temperature. So first point, T1, pressure and temperature is given. So we'll go to point 2. For point 2, pressure is given and temperature is not known. And 1 to 2, it is isentropic process. So we will write down 1 to 2 is isentropic. And for that, T2 upon T1 is equal to P2 upon P1 raised to gamma minus 1 upon gamma. T2 we have to calculate, which is equal to T1 283 multiplied by 120 upon P1 is 80 raised to 1.4 minus 1 upon 1.4. So from here we can calculate T2. T2 is equal to 317.75 Kelvin. Point 2 pressure already we know. Okay, so we'll go to point 3. So for point 3, what is this process? 2 to 3, it is compression. Okay, so first we will use isentropic process 2 to 3i to calculate 3i temperature, then use efficiency of compressor, which is given over here, to calculate actual temperature T3. So we have to consider 2 to 3i isentropic process. So we can write down T3i upon T2 is equal to P3i upon P2 raised to gamma minus 1 upon gamma. So from here we can calculate T3i. So T3i upon T2 is equal to P3i 450 divided by P2 raised to 1.4 minus 1 upon 1.4. T3i is equal to 463.54 Kelvin. Now we have to calculate actual temperature. So we will use efficiency of compressor, which is given as 0.9. So this will be equal to, how to write efficiency formula? It will be T3i minus T2, smaller temperature difference upon larger temperature difference will be T3 minus T2. So efficiency of compressor T3i minus T2 divided by T3 minus T2. So 0.9 T3 we have to calculate minus. So from here only unknown is T3. T3 is equal to 479.74 Kelvin. So we have calculated actual temperature T3. So this point temperature we have calculated. Now 3 to 4, what is this process? This will be heat exchanger. Constant pressure heat rejection in heat exchanger. So what we will assume is, for point number 4, assume there is no pressure drop in heat exchanger. So we can write P4 is equal to P3, and this P3 value is 450 kilopascal. Next we will calculate temperature. For the heat exchanger, what is given? Effectiveness is given 0.6. So we can see that diagram of heat exchanger. So effectiveness of this heat exchanger is given. How to write down the equation? Actual temperature drop. What is that? T3 temperature reduces to T4. So T3 minus T4 divided by maximum temperature drop. This point 2 air is cooling this point 3. So maximum temperature drop will be T3 can go up to T2. So T3 minus T2. So write down effectiveness. So effectiveness is equal to T3 minus T4 divided by T3 minus T2. Effectiveness is given as 0.6. T3 value, T4 we have to calculate. Only unknown is T4. So T4 is equal to 382.546 Kelvin. So we have calculated temperature and pressure of point 4. Now next is point 5. What is this point 5? Now this point 5, it is exit of this regenerative heat exchanger. So we'll see the schematic also. Point 5, it is exit point of regenerative heat exchanger. Now this point 5 pressure, we have to assume that there is no pressure drop. So P5 is equal to P3, which is 450 kilopascal. What about T5? This temperature is also given in the question, 333 Kelvin. So no need to write about 0.5. We will go for 0.6. So next point is 0.6. Now this process 5 to 6i, we have to consider isentropic, which is isentropic expansion in turbine. So we can write down T6i upon T5 is equal to P6i upon P5 raised to gamma minus 1 upon gamma. Now here you can write either P6i or P6. It doesn't matter for turbine. But if you consider isentropic RAM process, in that case P6, whatever the pressure is there. Okay, suppose here we have two pressures P2i and P2. Those pressures will be different. So that please remember that point. We had solved that example also, where we had the ideal pressure and then actual pressure, and point 2 was over here, and this was the process. Okay, now where are we? So we have to calculate first T6i. So we'll see the diagram. What will be our approach? 0.5 to 0.6i we have considered isentropic process, so we will get T6i. Then use efficiency of turbine, which is 0.8, to calculate T6. What will be the equation of efficiency of turbine? Smaller temperature difference T5 minus T6 divided by larger temperature difference T5 minus T6i. So we will calculate first T6i. T6i so from here we will get value of T6i, which is equal to 216.67 Kelvin. Now we have to calculate 0.6 temperature, so we have to use efficiency of turbine, which is given as 0.8. That formula we have discussed, T5 minus T6 divided by T5 minus T6i. So from here only unknown is T6. Now pressure of 0.6, we have assumed over here that P7 pressure is given and P6 pressure is not given, so we have assumed that there is no pressure drop in cabin. So what will be this P6? It will be equal to P7. P6 is equal to P7, assuming no pressure drop in cabin. T7 and P7 is given for point number 7. So we have calculated pressure and temperature for all the points. Now first question we will see, mass of air bled from the cooling turbine to be used for regenerative heat exchanger. So what is that mass we have denoted over here, which is m.2. Now how to calculate this mass? In order to calculate this, some data has been given. Assume the temperature of air leaving to atmosphere from regenerative heat exchanger as 100 degrees Celsius. So the exit temperature is given 100 degrees Celsius. So plus 273, 373 Kelvin. So exit temperature is given, and based on this, what is the entry temperature of this regenerative heat exchanger? This air which is having mass m.2, it will be same as this T6. So here we will have T6 and here the temperature is 373. We know the temperature T4 and T5 also. So we know all the 4 temperatures for regenerative heat exchanger. So what we can use here? We can use first law of thermodynamics. The heat rate at which heat is given by this m1 mass is equal to rate at which m.2 absorbs the heat in regenerative heat exchanger. Okay, so we'll write down that. First question, m.2, rate at which m.1 gives away the heat is equal to rate at which m.2 absorbs the heat in regenerative heat exchanger. So what equation we can write over here? We'll understand that. What is the rate at which m1 gives away the heat? So m1 is at this location. Now what is the higher temperature? Higher temperature is T4 and lower temperature is T5, which you can verify on TS diagram. Higher temperature is T4 and lower temperature is T5. So what will be the equation there? m.1 Cp of air into T4 minus T5 is equal to, the second part we will see, m.2. Okay, mass is m.2 into Cp of air into, what is the temperature of point 6? It is 239.94. And what is temperature over here? 373. So higher temperature is 373 minus this T6 temperature. That will be the formula. m.2 Cp of air into 373 minus T6. Now here this m.1, m.2 both are unknown. We can cancel Cpa on both the sides. So we can write down now Q dot A equation. So Q dot A is equal to 3.5 into capacity, and capacity is given as 20 TR. So 3.5 into 20 is equal to, now write down the formula of that Q dot A. So if you consider the cabin, here the heat is absorbed in the cabin during process 6 to 7. So it is mass of air entering the cabin. What is that mass? m.1 minus m.2 into Cp of air into higher temperature. After absorbing the heat, temperature T7 is more and T6 is less before absorption. So you can verify that T7 is more and T6 is less. So we can write down that m.1 minus m.2 into Cp of air multiplied by What is the temperature difference? T7 minus T6. So substitute the values now. 3.5 into 20 is equal to m dot 1 minus m dot 2 into Cp of air is 1.005 into T7 298 minus T6 239.94. So from here we can calculate m dot 1 minus m dot 2, which is equal to 1.1996 kg per second. Now if you observe this equation, we have m dot 1, we have m dot 2, and if you observe this equation, we have relation between m dot 1 and m dot 2. So you can substitute this value in this equation to calculate both m dot 1 and m dot 2. So we'll calculate that value which we have to substitute. So in place of this m dot 1, we can substitute 1.1996 plus m dot 2. So I'll write down the value. So from here we can get m dot 1 is equal to 1.1996 plus m dot 2. Now substitute this value in this equation which we have written over here. So I'll substitute the value now. So left hand side is m dot 1. So I'll write down first, substitute above value in, suppose this is equation 1. So substitute the above value in equation 1. What is the equation? Left hand side we have m dot 1. So m dot 1 we can write 1.1996 plus m dot 2. Then Cp we have cancelled, and T4 minus T5. Now this T4 is, we have already calculated it. It is 382.546 minus T5 is 333. This is equal to m dot 2 into that temperature difference. It was 373 minus T6, and T6 we have calculated as 239.94. So from here we can calculate value of m dot 2. So m dot 2, which was asked in the question, is equal to 0.7116 kg per second. So we'll go back to the question. So what was asked? Mass of air bled from the cooling turbine to be used for regenerative cooling. So m dot 2 amount of mass was bled and it was circulated in this regenerative heat exchanger. Now just we will calculate that value in kg per minute, equal to, this value is 42.6 kg per minute. Now next question, second part we will see. So second part is power required for maintaining the cabin at the required condition. So how to calculate power? We have to basically calculate W dot net. Now in this case, what will be W dot net? Again here we have assumption power developed by turbine is used by this cooling fan. So what will be W dot net? Net power consumed. In this case it will be power consumed in the compressor plus power consumed by the fan minus power developed by the cooling turbine. Now here one assumption is there that whatever power is developed by the cooling turbine is used by the fan. So these two power will cancel each other. So W dot net will be equal to W dot C. Now how to find out W dot C? It will be mass flow rate of air m dot A into Cp of air into higher temperature T3 minus lower temperature T2. That you can find which one is the higher temperature from TS diagram. Also we know that for compression, after compression temperature increases. So T3 is higher temperature and T2 is lower temperature. Now if you observe the diagram at point 1, suppose we have certain mass flow rate of air m dot A. Now this mass flow rate is splitted. Some mass flow rate enters the compressor, some enters the heat exchanger. So this entering part is m dot ram. Now m dot ram can be calculated if the temperature difference of inlet and outlet of the heat exchanger is given for the ram air. So we can find m dot ram as we have seen in case of previous numerical. Now for this numerical we are not interested in m dot ram. Okay, now here you can see we have m dot 1. Same m dot 1 will be there at compressor outlet. Okay, so we have to find m dot 1, m dot 2 already we have calculated. Now this m dot 1 goes to the cooling turbine and m dot 2 is splitted, and what goes to the cabin, it is m dot 1 minus m dot 2. So we will write down the next heading, calculation of power required for maintaining the cabin at the required condition. Second, calculation of power. Now here we have to write down the assumption. Assuming power developed by turbine is used by fan. So what will be W dot net power consumed? It will be equal to power consumed by compressor plus power consumed by fan minus power developed by turbine. Now this power consumed by fan and power developed by turbine will cancel each other because of this assumption. So W dot net is equal to W dot C, and W dot C is m dot 1 into Cp of air into higher temperature T3 minus lower temperature T2. Now m dot 1 we need to calculate. Okay, we have value of m dot 2. We have relation between m dot 1 and m dot 2. So I can write down m dot 1 is equal to 1.1996 plus m dot 2, and m dot 2 value we have over here. So we can find m dot 1, which is equal to 1.9112 kg per second. Substitute this value equal to 1.9112 kg per second multiplied by Cp of air 1.005 kilojoule per kg Kelvin into T3 minus T2. We have already found out value of T3 and T2. So T3, you have to take value of T3, not T3i. So T3 we have found out, and value of T2 also we have found out. So substitute these values. So W dot net is equal to 311.14 kilowatt. Next question. Next question is calculation of COP of the system. So COP is desired effect, which is cooling effect, Q dot A, heat absorbed, upon power input, and power input is W dot net, and in our case W dot net is equal to W dot C. So next heading, COP of the system. So COP, coefficient of performance, is equal to desired effect Q dot A divided by power input, net power consumed W dot net, equal to. Now in question, what is the total tonnage given? We will see that. It is given that capacity is 20 TR. So Q dot A will be 20 into 3.5. Where is this heat absorbed? Heat is absorbed in the cabin during process 6 to 7. (20 into 3.5) divided by W dot net is 311.14 kilowatt. So final answer, COP of the system is equal to 0.2249. With this, we have completed with numerical on regenerative air cooling system.